What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead, slap that like button, and subscribe so you do not miss a video of mine. And I have to say, I usually am at like my desk and a little bit more professional than this right now. But I was just laying here. I had such a crazy day and I was just relaxing and I was thinking about you guys. I was literally like, I've been through so much on my channel, grief wise, and I've shared so much of my heart. And I definitely don't check in enough on that. And I also don't forward the advice of what I've been through. Like, I don't repackage my trauma and teach you guys things, which is the whole point of like living. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to go through things and pass along the truths and the behind the scenes of those traumatic situations to help the future generations to go through that. You know what I mean? And I always wanted this channel to be a place where I could like help people and guide them. But the truth of the matter is that grief swallowed me so whole with my mom passing that even I couldn't like grab what happened and turn it into a lesson. Even though I was learning so much and there was so much to be taught, it wasn't until like a moment right now where like I felt strong enough to like speak on it. I do want to say in my regular life, and you know, I'm not gonna name her name or anything like that because she lives a private life and not everybody wants to be on YouTube. But my best friend, one of my best friends, her father recently passed away, and it also, along with thinking about the people on my channel, it got me going. I've been able to give her, it got me thinking about what I would say or what I would do to someone who's going through what I went through. And she's very loved and very surrounded by friends and family right now. So I haven't been able to talk to her as much as I want to, but I will because she's my best friend. So once things calm down for her, in the beginning process is the hardest part. So once things calm down for her, I will like be swooping in and do everything for her that I wish someone came in and did for me. And, you know, throughout my grief process, so many people say so many different things, and some things stick and some things don't. But the big things that do really help you get to the next chapter of like acceptance and grief itself. So I think taking all of those things, like the things that matter, and bundling up into like a package for her is going to be really good and helping her grow forward. But I wanted to kind of talk about some of those things with you guys too, because I'm going to be talking to her about it, and I will always be here for her in this situation, because I hate that, you know, this is my life now. Like, I am a pro at this in some sorts. Like, I'm almost at 1 year for my mom, and I'm at over 2 years for when my boyfriend passed away. So I know the parental passed away and I know the lover passed away. They're completely two different heart-wrenching feelings and stories, but I've been through them both, so I feel like I just know a thing or two, and I just want to pass some of my information along. And at first I was like, maybe I should write down like these tips and tricks, because there's so many and I did so much to like heal myself. But I also just wanted this to be more just like we're chatting, and like I want to tell you things as they come to mind. But also, huge apology for my last video where I was telling you guys why I've been away and all that. I feel like I came on very abrasively, and I wanted to apologize for that, because I was reading some of the comments, and one of the comments said like, oh, like sometimes we're just asking like for more videos because we really miss you. And I was like, I'm such like, ugh, it just made me feel so bad. I didn't mean to come on and be so abrasive and like attractive, you know, like I didn't want to be like that. But I love you guys, and I wanted you to know that I'm here for you. And it all wraps around together for me, because I'm so stuck on that. Like, I'm so stuck on becoming better and healing myself faster so I can do things like my channel. But sometimes those things are more intertwined than I think. Like, I know this may not be the content that you guys want to see per se, but this is what's weighing on my heart. Being there for people who are struggling with grief and going through my own grief journey is something that is 100% taking up so much of my day and of my life. So it's understand that it's hard for me to come on here and do the entertaining content that I want to do. Like, you don't think I want to talk about these movies and TV shows and music and stuff like that? Like, it just seems so difficult when I'm like fighting for happiness, you know what I mean? And I think anyone who goes through grief can understand that. Like, it is such a battle, and if I don't pay attention to myself and what I need and like focus on every feeling and emotion, I can get into a really dark place. So I really, really try to take care of myself, and take the time to answer every single thing that your body questions. So I guess that would be like my biggest and first piece of advice is, when you do lose someone and you're going through grief or you're going through anything really, you have to really listen to your inner self. I feel like out of everyone that's been there for me through this process, myself has been, oh sorry, I was gonna make my TV bright again so I could have like a backlight. I know, is that bright? No. Can you get bright? Okay, there we go. Oh my god, I forget what I was saying. I wish someone was here to remind me. What was I saying? I have to catch it. I was really good too, wasn't it? What was I saying? I remember. Okay. Do I? Wait. Give me a second. I promise I'm going to come bring it back. I'm going to bring it back. Let me start with this. Everybody's grief journey truly is different, and I think that's what makes it hard to give someone solid advice that would work for them, because I said this when I was giving a viewing speech. Everyone's relationship with everyone is different. Does that make sense? Like, yes, everyone has a parent. Yes, everyone goes through losing a parent, but everyone's relationship with that parent is different. Therefore, the grief journey is different for every single individual on earth. Like, I don't think there's any same grief journey that's the same, in the same way that there's no two people that are exactly the same. You know what I mean? It's just that distinct. And that's where you have to listen to your own feelings and your own journey. Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. That's what I forgot the thought about. Listening to your inner thoughts, how that's like number one for me. And it was so hard because I was coming out of such a robotic phase, like with YouTube and with my career, that the things that I was doing was like, I just did them. You know, I wanted so many great accomplishments, and to get there, I was using YouTube. Like, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I still want to do. And I just had no chill. So when things changed and I was going through the grief process, although I like mentally like wanted to do videos and do what I was doing before, I like physically was depleted. Like, I had nothing left because of what I was going through. And I want to share with people that to not be afraid of that stage. Like, I was beating myself up at first because, as you guys know, this channel means so much to me, and like being here for people means so much to me. But as time went on, I've been able to like be like, you know what, you're allowed. If there's ever a time where you're allowed to like put your dreams down for a second and just feel Mother Earth, like, it's now. And that's what my mind and what my universal thoughts were telling me to do. It might not be what your world tells you to do, but that's what was being told to me, and that's what I did. And when I did step away from that world that I was immersed in so much, and I started to focus on myself and my grief, that's when I finally started to see healing. Because I remember at one point I did spend a couple of weeks going right back into work, doing videos again right away, and it just felt so empty. Like I wasn't ready, but I was doing it anyway because I felt like that's what I needed to do. And that was the first clue of like, you need to get it together. Like you have to fix yourself first before you get back on here and try to entertain. So it's been such a crazy journey, but I do feel myself healing. I do feel myself being able to go forward with the passion of teaching people about grief and teaching people about love and teaching people about growing from both of those things when they mix together and explode in your face. Like, I just feel like I've been through so much, and it's enough to warn and aid and heal people who have been through the same thing or could go through the same thing, you know. When it comes to grief, it's something that I never ever want to sit silent on. Like, obviously I have so many thoughts and I don't do a lot of videos on it, but I should do more, because it should never be silent thoughts of when you're thinking this, because it being such a universal thing where everybody dies. It's not like we're sitting here talking about bees or we're talking about like carpets or something like that. Like, not everybody uses carpets, not everybody cares about bees. Like, you should care about grief, and you should care about going through this process, because if you haven't gone through it yet, you will go through it eventually. And I think that's my whole point of like, don't ever be silent about it, because if you speak loudly about it and you help someone, they could be taking your advice, but they might have gone through grief yet, but they might remember your advice when they go through it later, or vice versa. They could already be going through the grief and be in so much pain, missing someone they truly love, and then you say the right thing and you absolutely heal their soul. Like, there's just no way that a human can escape it. Like, if you ever love anybody here on this earth, you're going to go through grief, because grief is literally like on the other side of love. Like, you can't have one without the other. So it's rough, scary world out here, and I'm just still trying to like figure out which way to go. But like, I know that by listening to myself and healing myself fully, it is the proper thing to do to make sure I can reach the goals of my life and career and channel and do all the things I want to do. I think that they're only possible if I make sure I pay attention to the things in my mind and answer all my needs mentally and physically. So that's number one right now, especially as we approach the 1-year anniversary of my mom not being here. I do want to be like, I think my my resolutions for like the new year are going to be more abrasive, like with life and the things that I want, and like in this channel. Like, even right now, like, I usually, like, if I'm not set up and like looking cute and have my lighting at my desk, I usually like won't film a YouTube video. But it's like, no, like, turn on the camera and say what you need to say, because it's good information and people need to know, and there's no need to have all cute setups. Like, this is your channel, I run this, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I say I can put up a video like this, then I can put up a video like this. So I'm gonna put up a video like this, you know what I mean? I have to be more in control and grab onto what I want and take a big bite out of it, you know? That's my resolution. So I'm working on it early, and I do that every year. I remember saying that last year. Like, it got crazy because my mom passed on New Year's Day, so all my resolutions went haywire. But I've started this thing last year when I had resolutions, and I was like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z in January. And I was like, but I'm going to start now. I remember I started halfway through December, and it's the greatest feeling. And had not everything that happened to me didn't happen, I would have stuck with those resolutions and had probably like an amazing year or whatever. But things went haywire because grief started literally January 1st when she passed. But this year, like, same thing. Like, I am like going to have these great resolutions, and instead of starting in December, I'm literally starting right now, like end of October. Like, get up on the channel, and it might not be talking about the hoo-la of what's going on in the entertainment world or singing and doing all the things I want to do, but this could really help somebody, and we need to be more helpful of one another, because that's what we're here to do. Like, and that is really number one on the channel. Like, remember, like, I want you guys to feel good, like watching me. I want you to feel like you have a friend. And I, for so long, did that and will continue to do that with discovering new music and movies and stuff like that, and talking to them about that with you guys on here and having a good laugh. But if this is what is taking up space in my world right now, this is what I have to talk about. It's not all that's going on in my life, and I have popped in and done music and movies, and I hope to do more. I just gotta, like I said, make sure I get myself in that better headspace where I can focus on the movies and entertainment and like the cool sound music that's coming out, because media is healing to me and I do love all that stuff so much. But yeah, sometimes the grief can be stronger and more intense than all those things. Like, I don't want to watch a movie or listen to music. Like, I can only focus on what's happening with my heart sometimes. And I don't know if that's just a me thing or if like everyone goes through that. I know I do live like a bit more of a like sensitive lifestyle than everybody else. Like, even prior to going through the grief, I know I always had like a bit more of a heart, even empathic to an extent. So I might not go through what everybody goes through, but I'm sure even if you don't go through what I go through, you go through a portion of it. Like, everybody feels something. So, you know, but I guess at different levels. And I'm a lot, I know, but I love you guys, and I hope you get something from this video. I feel like I dropped some gems. Like, I'm trying to think if I can think of anything else just real cute off the top of my head. I mean, when it comes to, if you really want to get talking like with grief, just an FYI, if anyone truly is going through that, or maybe they're pending, they know they're going to go through that in the future, like if they have a loved one that may be sick or anything like that, just know this, or if you know someone who's going through grief in general, know this. First couple weeks are very, very, very difficult. You have to literally remind yourself to eat, to sleep, to breathe. Like, it's overwhelming. And again, your relationship with the person that you're grieving over and how close you were will reflect in how strong the grief feels. So if you're losing someone that you spoke to every day for hours and they were like your backbone and your best friend and your husband or anything like that, then you're looking at a very, very difficult, transformative grief process, because your life is changing so much. So just keep that in mind. Like, it's always going to be different, and you have to take it day by day, and you have to remind yourself to do the necessities, because that person that you're missing so much would never want you starving on the bathroom floor crying for 8 hours. They want you to get up and have a meal and handle your grief proficiently. Like, they want you to be the best person you can. Anyone who loves anyone knows that they want the best for them. So they would never want you to be in that situation where your own life is depleting away because of the grief. So you have to think about that in that first couple of weeks. And I remember that was big for me. You know, I had to remind myself to do those basic things. And my main reason for reminding myself is because my mom was reminding me. Like, she would not want me not going to the bathroom and not eating and not sleeping for days due to grief. You know what I mean? She would want me doing the best I can to move on or whatnot. So know that. Take care of your bodies, take care of your soul. It's inescapable, and don't be afraid for help. I'm very lucky to have a good core group of friends where, you know, if I didn't have those friendships, like, maybe I would be online more and looking for more help online. But I'm so lucky that I have them, and I'm able to, you know, take the time away from doing what I love and soak in real life, vibrant core memories that help heal me. And I'm also like big on because I do love the internet and I work with it so much and I enjoy it so much, I really want to make sure I do make like those real connections and real memories outside of these computers and phones. So that's big for me. And I've also realized that immersing myself in nature and like friendship in nature together is like my favorite. Like, it's healing, and it feels good to be away from these devices. They could be a little bit like exploitive. I don't know, they can just be like all up in your face. I don't know, sometimes they just really need like a break. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this rant. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more of my thoughts and things like this. Like, I don't ever get this like personal and juicy, but I really feel like it's time. It's time we get a little bit more raw and vulnerable on here, and we really talk about what's on our hearts and in our minds, because it's important that we share these things. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to talk about next. Let me know if you have any grief tips. Let me know if this helped you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Do not forget to slap that like button and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.